telling my parents was extremely difficult for both me and for them. When I found out I was pregnant, I had just completed my freshman year of college, and that was something, if I was planning to choose parenting, would be very hard for me to continue on in school and financially support a child. I was about 6.5 months pregnant when I visited Lutheran, and I didn't do the research, my dad did, and he called one other agency first, but they said that they didn't follow through with the adoption process. He wanted someone to take care of me and my family all the way through and see it all the way through. So he made a call to Lutheran, and they immediately wanted to know how I was doing, if I had been speaking to anyone, offered all of their services, and my dad made an appointment right away with them. I went with my mom, and the thing that I most remember is I remember walking in fearing that I was going to be ambushed with, this is what I should do. You're like being judged that I was young and in such a predicament. And that was not at all the case. The social worker I was paired up with was amazing. I can't even describe how wonderful she was to me and my family during the whole pregnancy, and that's what I got at Lutheran. No judgments, the information I needed, and the support that I really needed to get through this. Looking back, and this is one thing that I never had to struggle with, because in my mind and in my heart I had two decisions to face. I can either parent or I can choose adoption. There was not even a question in my mind when I found out, and I think a lot of my friends struggled with that decision. And I actually had one friend say to me, I just am so scared that you are going to choose adoption and regret not keeping him. I already chose to keep his life, and that, bottom line, is the most important thing. I grew up in a household where I would come downstairs ready for school, my dad would be cooking breakfast, my mom would be making my lunch, and we'd sit there and talk. And I knew by parenting, I could have done it. We could have loved, we do love him. We could have provided all the love in the world. We could have provided him a stable environment, but he would never have had his parents on Christmas morning opening presents together. He wouldn't have both of us going down to the park with him, and that was very important to both me and the birth father, was to have a stable environment for our child. And I'm so happy that Will can run downstairs in the morning and be greeted by both his mom and dad, and really have that family structure. After looking through many different profiles, I looked at the next step in the process is to look at their home album, and it has pictures and a lot more personal information of the families. And I sat there and I read it by myself at first, and I got through like the first page and I just started bawling. And I felt that I was reading a profile that my parents wrote, and that's what I wanted for my baby, was everything that I had and that my parents gave me when I was a child. So I think that's what really was the deciding factor, and I just knew at that moment, like, this is my son's parents. And it was a very bittersweet moment because I was so excited that I had found them, but I was so sad for what was for what I was about to go through too. I feel meeting Sarah and Paul, my son Will's now parents, my heart knew, and it was, I think, my heart and my body and my mind preparing myself for, this is your son's parents, and this is going to be a very difficult, lifelong road, but I was extremely thrilled that I had found them, and they're wonderful people. Will was born at 1:23 a.m. and I called my social worker at 7:30 the next morning and said, I want them to be here, and I want them to experience this with me, and I want to experience them with Will as well. And so they were there at around 10 o'clock that morning. They had to drive in from where they live, and it was truly amazing to watch them with Will, and I wanted them to see us with him too, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful experience. Finding Sarah and Paul, the adoptive parents, I think they were a little hesitant to openness. I think we've really made progress and continue to in our relationship, and it's going really well. We continue to build our relationship and get to know one another, but it is a very trusting relationship. Since then, I graduated from college, and I'm working, and I'm really enjoying my life and being involved in the adoption as well. My advice for anyone who finds out they're pregnant, to know that it is scary, but to have the confidence in yourself, to know that there are people out there to support you and to help you along with this. This isn't an easy decision or process, but at the end of the road that there is light and that you can get through it.